Welcome to the hot seat.
Wow, is that a lovely intro. Way more pleasing than my janky singing voice from the previous one. At any rate, my lovelies, welcome to the hot seat, where I take one of your Camtasia projects and enlighten you with kind yet candid feedback. On the hot seat today, we have Sarah Peters, who is producing tutorials for JackRabbit Technologies. This is a group that seems to provide online class management for gyms, dance studios, cheer squads, etc. In short, she's got a neat-looking project on a neat-looking topic, and I am psyched to dive in. Let's do it. Just play back. And hello. Do I have the volume on?
Statements or invoices
okay.
can be easily customized to fit your needs and quickly.
Well, the intro looks really fab. So we're starting with this animated line that wipes out from the center. And the title itself is simple. It's clean. There's a lovely gradient there. And you've got an adorable mascot. So that's all great. I did obviously get a little confused at the lack of audio here in the beginning. And it's okay not to speak while the title is animating, but just so your audience doesn't end up questioning, as I did, whether their speakers are actually on or not, it might behoove you to place a little musical stinger at the beginning, just like a 5 or so second long ditty that lets us know it's about to get real. You can find these from various sources. The TechSmith Asset service has a bunch, but there are various stock audio services that also have them. I don't want you to think I'm plugging TechSmith exclusively. So we go through the lovely intro, then we have a fade, and then a flip. The flip is a little quick for my taste. And then you transition to the actual recording. Just scrubbing through here, I'm loving how clean everything is. You can see there are no icons, no taskbars, no superfluous content of any kind, really. Now, one thing that seemed a little wonky to me is that your recorded clips here are wildly different sizes. With this one recording at a full 4K resolution and the other one at just regular HD, which is 1/4 the size. I think 4K would have been preferable for both. And that way, let me show you, you'd have the extra resolution to zoom way, way in when scrubbing through all of those little buttons and fields. But if I'm being perfectly honest, you made such good use of the space that the lack of zooming didn't really bother me, as everything was perfectly legible. It is something to think about for the future, though. Now, up here at the top, it's cool how you have the breadcrumb path up here throughout, so that the user always knows where they are. Now, in scrubbing through this, it doesn't seem to change at all throughout the whole tutorial. So I'm guessing you have different modules for different screens in the software. And I think having this path up here is helpful. It's also great that you've put in closed captioning. You've clearly given a lot of thought to making this video as accessible as humanly possible. Now, playing some of these segments back, let me see here.
Email. The default setting is for active families who have a balance due. If you want to generate a statement for all active families, even if they don't have a balance due on their account, change the Skip Zero Balance Accounts field to No. To include families who have a credit.
Okay. The narration sounds absolutely great. So you've got a good studio setup. The pace is a little fast for my taste. I understand that you want to make these tutorials JackRabbit quick so as not to overstay your welcome with the user. But I think I would have liked to have seen the occasional 1 to 2 second pause before plowing ahead to the next thing. And I'm the guy who's almost always playing his videos back at 1.5 times speed. So if it feels fast to me, it's going to feel really fast to the average user. But there's lots of good stuff in here too, Sarah. For starters, you are an absolute ace at directing the user's attention. You've got these sort of sketch callouts. You've got these sketch callouts that you're using as a border, coupled with a spotlight effect to highlight a specific section of the page. And as if that weren't enough, you're also rocking my world with these highlight effects, including some uneven shapes, which must have taken a good while to execute. Wow, yeah, look at these. Woo. Wonderful stuff. I have to say, I'm also really loving your consistency. You've got a tasteful smattering of very specific effects throughout. Your colors are consistent. I'm really digging these little tooltips. And I also thought it was cool how you've got your little JackRabbit mascot coming back periodically to deliver the odd bit of supplementary info. Kind of reminds me of Mr. Clippit from the old Microsoft Office days, except, not annoying like him. So here around, I think it was around 1 minute. Yeah, let me play this back a little bit.
In the Format Options section, you can change whether to show account summary, the current balance, previous balance, transaction notes, date paid on fees, the student's name and birthday if you wish, or whether to show details.
Yeah, you're kind of like fading from screen to screen. I like how you're actually showing the various options manifested here in the example statement as you're mentioning them. It's a really nice touch. So I'm really not having a problem with everything from the 1 to 2 minute mark. My previous comments probably still stand. It is still, I feel, going a little fast. It sort of feels like you had a 2.5 minute target duration that you needed to hit at all costs. It never hurts to give each of your tasks just a little bit of breathing room. Not much, just a little. And then we get to your ending screen, which I have to say feels a little vanilla. There are no real visuals outside of the gradient effect. And you say to subscribe, and I want to ask, okay, subscribe to what? To a mailing list? To your video channel? It's kind of unclear. And it says click on Zippy, which I assume is your mascot, but I don't see him anywhere. Also, the aesthetics of the hyperlink is kind of wonky. You may want to consider cleaning it up a bit, maybe putting it on one line. Depending on how and where you're hosting this, for example, if you were to host on Screencast, you might have the ability to make that link clickable. Also, depending on how and where you're hosting, I've noticed that you've got a good long while here where the screen doesn't change, which is fine if you're just sticking it on YouTube. But if you're hosting on Screencast, just to let you know, you can set your production to hold on the final frame. And above all, from a pure marketing perspective, I have to say that this feels like a missed opportunity. It comes off as kind of like a lazy, hey, you guys, if you feel like staying in touch, you can follow us or whatever. Look, Sarah, nobody's eager to hand out their contact info or put yet another company on their radar by subscribing to a channel. You need to have a stronger temptation in place than whatever this is. Promise them good things and then deliver those things. It could be a free industry report. It could be a discount code. It could be some extra custom templates. Whatever it is you think is going to resonate with your customers, but there has to be something in it for them. Also, speaking of this finale, without any kind of sign-off from you or even a musical outro, sort of similar to the beginning, it feels kind of like a non-ending. So, end the video decisively. Hopefully by compellingly asking them to take whatever it is that you've designated as the next step. But yeah, I'm not keen to end on a bummer. So again, the work throughout here was fantastic. So final word, finesse the ending a bit, but you did a wonderful job, Sarah. And I have a feeling that the next iteration of this project will be one for the trophy case. Well done.